Shabbat Shalom and welcome to our service. And for all of you who are here with us, finally on a snow day, which is wonderful. And for all of you who are watching, and you're having a snow day also, we understand, all over the country. So we're glad to have you joining with us. We're going to begin with the lighting of the candles. Bonnie, if you'd like to come up, and Janice. May the Shabbat candles that we now light inspire us to see justly and gently, look honestly and with kindness, and to see what's holy in each other.
There's a little, yeah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you. Turn to page 4 in our prayer books. Hinei ma tov, how good and pleasant it is to be together. And if you're out there with others that you want to be together, say hello to them as well.
Yes, and it is so good that we all get to be here together on this chilly Friday night. So please take just a moment to say Shabbat Shalom or to introduce yourself to someone sitting nearby. Manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matzav Manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matzav, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad, Hinei Matzav Manayim. 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 Shevet Achim Gam Yachad, Hinei Matzav, Hinei Matzav. Ya la la, ya la 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 la. Hinei Matzav, Hinei Matzav. Ya la la, ya la 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 la. Hinei Matzav Manayim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hinei Matzav Manayim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad.
And as we turn to page 8 in our prayer books, at the bottom of the page, we'll continue with our family prayer. May we never take for granted the gift of Shabbat as we sit nestled in the Rocky Mountains, sharing this humble moment with family and friends. May the satisfaction of celebrating Shabbat hearten our spirits. Let Shabbat peace bring quiet to our souls. Allow this time set aside for song and prayer to bring us closer together in thoughts and deeds. Space we share become our place of devotion, glowing with reverence and filled with our traditions. May the end of this week encourage us to examine our actions. Let us look ahead toward the new week, be worthy of all of God's blessings. We welcome the angels of peace. Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim, Akadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hasharet.
And upon arriving in Jerusalem, the pilgrims lifted their eyes to the mountains. They cried out, "From where does my help come?" Page 12 at the top of the page, Esainai.
Maya and Lila.
As we turn to page 16, as we travel back to the 16th century to Tzfat, the center of Jewish mysticism, L'cha Dodi, we welcome the Sabbath bride.
L'cha dodi, likra likrata, b'nei b'nei Shabbat v'kavela. L'cha dodi, likra likrata, b'nei b'nei Shabbat v'kavela.
Bottom of page 18, we rise, face the rear of the sanctuary as we greet the Sabbath bride.
Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'b'tzahala, toch emunei am segula, boi chala, la 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 la. B'nei Shabbat
seated. Turn to page 23 in our prayer books, that wonderful reading from the Boston Globe, 1921. And it's really good to, Jeffrey, it's really good to say, this is way before your special birthday. So if you'd like to read us and lead us on this occasion of your birthday, page 23, just for today. Thank you.
Just for today, I will live one day only, forgetting yesterday and tomorrow, and not trying to solve the whole problem of life at once.
Just for today, I'll be unafraid of life and death, unafraid to enjoy the beautiful and be happy. People are as happy as they make up their minds to be.
Just for today, I will adjust myself to what is, and not try to adjust everything to suit me. If I cannot have what I like, I will try to like what I have.
Just for today, I'll be agreeable, cheerful, charitable, do my best, praise people for what they can do, not criticize them for what they cannot do. And if I find fault, I'll forgive it and forget it. I'll try not to improve nor regulate anybody except myself.
Just for today, I will have a plan. I may not follow it exactly, but I will have one. It will save me from worry, hurry, and indecision.
Just for today, I'll get people off my nerves and not get on theirs. Appreciate them for what they do and what they are.
Just for today, I will not show it if my feelings are hurt.
Just for today, I'll find a little time for quiet to relax, realize what life is and can be. Time to think about God and get a better perspective of myself.
Just for today, I will look at life with fresh eyes and discover the wonder of it. I will know that as I give it to the world, so the world will give to me.
And happy birthday. Turn to page 24 in our prayer books and rise. Join together in our call to worship, the Baruch Hu. Be seated. Visiting Vail this week, it's a very special guest that the cantor will explain to us who he is in this music world, but also to sing one of the songs that he wrote.
Yes, so we have in town visiting us Sam Glazer, who is a world-renowned Jewish musician. Some of you have been to some of our B'nai Vail Sam Glazer concerts. We've done them in many different locations. We've done them at the Clearman's house in Eagle and the Brodsky's house in Avon. And we are doing it at Shakedown Bar in Vail Village this coming Tuesday from 4 to 6. It is no admission. You just let them know that you're there for the B'nai Vail Sam Glazer concert. It was in your newsletter too. So if you're looking for the information, it's all there. But Sam Glazer is an amazing piano player and composer and has done some really cool things. His stories are phenomenal. His music's really fun. And so we hope you will join us for that. So I'm going to do a little piece of one of his songs that I think you can help me out with. All right, so I'll just have you repeat after me. Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbos. Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbos. Good Shabbos to you. Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbos. Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbos. Good Shabbos to you. Let's try it. Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbos. Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbos. Good Shabbos to you. Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbos. Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbos. Good Shabbos to you. Good. All right, that's the first part. The second part goes like this. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. You got it. The next part. Ooh-wee. Shabbat Shalom. Let's try it. Ooh-wee. Shabbat Shalom. Let's do that part again. Ooh-wee. Shabbat Shalom. Ooh-wee. Shabbat Shalom. All right, let's do the first one. Shabbat Shalom. 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 Shabbos. Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbos. Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbos. Good Shabbos to you. Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbos. Shabbos, Shabbos. Keep doing that part. Good Shabbos to you. Shabbos. Good. You got it. Keep going. Keep going. Shabbos, Shabbos. A little louder. Good Shabbos. Ooh-wee. Shabbat, Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbos. Good Shabbos. Ooh-wee. Shabbat, Shalom. Nice work. All right, so that's a part of one of Sam's songs, just to give you a little taste. He's super fun. I hope you will join us on Tuesday at Bridge Street Bar from 4 to 6 for
And
our
what
Sam
you wanna-
Glazer concert.
What you want to do is when he says, "Are there any requests?" And you say, "Oh yeah, Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbos." It's not Shabbat.
He'll be so happy.
And he'll be shocked that you know one of his songs. That'll be great. Well, let's return to our prayer books, page 30, and we'll join together. Shema.
Maya and Lila, you want to come do Shema? They just walked out 1 second
They're
ago.
gone.
All right, well, that's okay. We'll do it, and they can join us from the back if they would like to. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto Leolam Va'ed, Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, Bechol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha, uv'chol meodecha, ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele, asher anochi mitzavecha, hayom al levavecha, b'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, b'shivtecha b'veitecha, uv'lechtecha v'aderech, uv'shachbecha uv'kumecha, ug'shartam leot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot bein einecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, u'visharecha, leman tizkeru, v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, Vitem kedoshim leloechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liod lachem lelohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
The top of page 33 is, we say, what would be enough? What would make our lives just enough? And it's certainly being here. But let's continue responsively, and it talks about all the things that make our lives so special. Source of all goodness, as we join together in prayer, we reflect on blessings that are always within our reach. May we feel healthy enough to arise in the morning, enjoy all this beautiful valley gives us each day. May we have enough wealth to be able to care for our own needs and compassionate enough to share our abundance with others. Have enough wisdom to recognize our own faults, not blaming others and working toward being that better person. May we have patience enough to not easily become disheartened, knowing that with faith in the future, tomorrow will be a better day. On this Shabbat evening, as we seek peace and comfort, shield us from the hatred and destruction that plagues so many corners of the world, and console those in need. The top of page 34, Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom behamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom behamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Ushmor tzeiteinu uvoleinu lechaim ushalom me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom behamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom behamidenu malkeinu lechaim.
Well, as we read in the book of Exodus, in 6 days the Lord created the heavens and the earth. Seventh day he ceased from his work and rested. Page 36. Last week you surprised me.
Let's do that one again. That was fun.
We're going to wake everybody up. Okay, page 36.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et hashavat la'asot et hashavat ledorotam berit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et hashavat la'asot et hashavat ledorotam berit olam.
Beini,
Uvein
Uvein,
b'nei Yisrael oti
Ahi,
le'olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et hashavat la'asot et hashavat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet
Sheshet,
yamim
Yamim,
asa Adonai et hashamayim
Hashamayim,
et haaretz. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et hashavat la'asot et hashavat ledorotam berit olam. Uvayom
Vayom,
hashvi'i
Shvi'i,
Shabbat vayinafash. Shabbat
Shabbat,
vayinafash.
Well, there are those in our community who are in need of healing, of body, mind, or spirit. If you have a person in your life in need of healing, please feel free in just a moment to share their name aloud as we continue Misha Berach, page 38. Offer these full blessings for healing to Ross Bagully, Gail Balin, Sue Beiser, Chip Brown, Esther Jeunesse, Bat Chaya and Blanche Deutsch, Chris Eldridge, Larry Ellens, Carol Ann Finn, Sherry Frank, Deborah Goldman, Helene Grablowski, Mark Grablowski, Lori Hellman, Mike Herman, Rae Ivry, Harriet Jaffe, Mary Sue Katz, Herman Keek, Phil Krasnow, and Judith Landau, Barbara Myers, Bill Multack, Stephen Reese, Bruce Rogers, Bill Silvers, B. Sklarowitz, Alyssa Soslin, Dina Stempler, Lisa Stryer, and Merle Steyer, Alan Tenenbaum, Richard Taxman, Bonnie Taxman, Donna Weinstock, and Jerry Weinstock. Thank you. We turn to page 40 and rise as we continue with the Reader's Kaddish. Amen. B'chayechon uvyo, echon uvchaye dechol beit Israel. Agala ba'agala uvizman kariv.
V'meru.
Amen. Yehesh me'rabba mevarach. E'alam lameo maya. Yitbarach.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach. Yitpa'ar v'yitroma v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal. Shemei dekudsha.
Brechu.
Le'elam min kol berchata v'shirata.
Tishbechata v'nehemata damiran b'yalma.
V'yimeru.
Amen. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Page 42 at the top of the page, we continue, then silently through page 57.
Adonai sfatai tivta. Adonai sfatai tivta. Adonai sfatai tivta. Ufi
May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, O God. Eula Ratzon, page 56. Thank you. Well, Passover may be 70 days away. None of you are counting except me. But we read in our Torah portion this week what's so familiar from our Haggadah. They shall eat meat in the night, roast with fire, and unleavened bread with bitter herbs, they shall eat it. So we all know where that comes within the Seder. But at this point of the Seder, some Jewish homes at Passover say, well, who is it that really invented that sandwich? Well, the classic answer is the Earl of Sandwich. He was known as John Montague. He lived in the 18th century. What's interesting is he was a notorious gambler, so he invented a meal when he was sitting at the gaming table that he could eat with one hand. But every Jewish child knows that the sandwich is invented centuries earlier by the great sage Hillel. The Passover Seder, Hillel tells us to make a sandwich of matzah and bitter herbs dipped in charoset. But did you know that Hillel's idea was actually really a compromise? The Torah teaches us that at Passover we should eat the roasted Passover sacrifice, which was a roasted lamb, with matzah and maror, which were the bitter herbs. Today, we no longer have the Passover sacrifice, the roasted lamb, but we do take the matzah alone, and then we say the bracha. We follow that with a chunk of horseradish, and then we say the prayer over the horseradish. But Hillel wasn't satisfied with this. He believed that we should eat matzah and bitters together in a sandwich. The sandwich known as korach was invented, interestingly though, as a compromise to satisfy Hillel's opinion. So sorry to the Earl of Sandwich, you were much, much later, and it had nothing to do with Passover. But Judaism for 2,000 years had always been full of compromises. When we hang a mezuzah on the doors of our home, tradition tells us, that you hang it at an angle in the upper right part of your door, and it's leaning inward. But there was an argument between two rabbis, and they said, do you hang it in the top part, on the bottom part, inward, straight, outward? So they had to have a compromise, and they said, let's have a compromise, and we'll say, well, hang it at an angle instead of straight or down or upside down as the compromise. And what's interesting is when you go to Israel and you go into any of the hotel, hundreds and hundreds of rooms, obviously everyone has a mezuzah, they hang it straight out. I have to ask someone else what happened there. That might be the compromise. Perhaps the lesson is for there to be peace in the home, shalom bayit. There must be compromise, and learning to compromise has always been an essential Jewish value. From the first century in rabbinic times, there were laws that were argued until really 2 opinions were written down. That was the way the rabbis found a way to compromise. And part of my rabbinic training that I had in London required us as students to take a 5-day class in mediation. We thought, okay, this is a nice break from what we're doing, but it seems a bit odd. But they understood that together with the required psychology classes that we took for 4 years, that this too would prove useful in the rabbinic counseling. And I remember the first thing that we learned in class was that if 2 parties are there and they disagree, like a divorcing couple or someone, you have to find something that they both can agree on. For example, how best to share responsibilities of raising kids. But slowly finding areas of agreement, the mediator builds up the compromise. In both sides, this is what was important. You get part of what they want, and both sides have to give up part of what they want. Nobody gets everything in a compromise, but nobody is left without. So Passover, as we think about Korach and the compromise of Hillel, it's just 70 days away, so I'm sure the matzah is already out on the shelves at the grocery store. And as you cook those matzah balls and chop your choroset and build that sandwich with the matzah and the bitter herbs, think about Hillel, the sandwich that invented as a compromise between those who said 2 foods should be eaten separately and those who believed that it should be eaten together. But finally, there's another amazing statement found in the book of Deuteronomy. The Torah teaches us a very common phrase, justice, justice you shall pursue. And we would study in class, and no word, it isn't like the scribe wrote justice and then went for coffee and came back and said, I'll write justice again. There had to be meaning behind it. So when we studied it, we would study Rashi, and they said, why was justice said twice? And Rashi says that sometimes you pursue absolute justice, you're right, the other side is wrong. But equally often you need to pursue lehit pasher, to compromise. Each side is getting a little of something. And that's the lesson from the Torah this week. It's a lesson we repeat each year at Passover time with our korach and our sandwich, and one I think we all need to learn about compromise. Not often we get a 3-week-old baby that gets to come to services with us that almost made it the whole way. Well, we have so many wonderful things that are coming up apart from Tuesday night.
Yes, so that Tuesday night Sam Glazer concert again at Shakedown Bar in the Village, free to join. We have our Tea for Two Bishvat Seder coming up. So we'd love to have you join for that. Location to be determined.
I didn't get it.
Tea for two Bishvat. Thank you.
Oh,
yes.
Now I get it. Huh?
So
Okay.
we were going to be hosting it at the Tea Room in Eagle, but unfortunately they closed. However, the person who was running the Tea Room is still going to come and run the event, and we're just trying to determine if we're going to do it in someone's home or if we'll do it at the Edwards Chapel. But it is happening. We have the date and time selected already. Check your newsletter. We have the Purim Carnival that's coming up pretty soon, and that is the Friday. I don't remember the dates, but it's the Friday of Purim from 5 to 6. We have a little Purim Carnival, and then we come and do the Megillah reading and all kinds of fun stuff during services. And Colleen is joining us for that, right?
She is.
Yes, Colleen will be joining us, so we're going to be doing some of our prayers a little bit topsy-turvy for Purim also,
Right.
which will be super fun. And tons of events coming up, so just check those newsletters, please.
And as you see, the summer calendar grows. So we have more and more that we're adding every week. Just tonight, we added Tu B'Av, Friday night service. And that's a Jewish Valentine's Day. So that'll be July 31st. But we'll explain why and why in Israel they celebrate Valentine's Day in August. But it'll be a special night. So as soon we're buying out all the Valentines from Walmart now, and then we'll put it away for the summer. We're going to return to page 60 as we rise. Join together, Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latit gidula le'otzer bereshit, shalo asanu kilei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot adama, Shelo sam chalkenu kahem, V'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, V'anachnu korim, Umishtachavim umodim, Lifnei melech, Malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, V'nemar, V'haya Adonai, Lemelech al kol haaretz, Bayom hahu, Yeh Adonai echad, Ushemo echad.
Tonight we remember our loved ones who are no longer with us. It has been said that a loved one will always be with us while their name is still spoken. In solemn testimony to that unbroken faith which links the generations one to another, we call to mind those whose yahrzeit they're observing this month. Leo Aaron, Alan Bagoli, David Barrison, Ida Blondie, Gladys Brodsky, and Martin Carlsey. Rudolph Cohen, Glenn Cooper, Annette Davis, Nellie Farber, Beatrice Field, and Milton Finkelstein. Eddie Floman, Sarah Friedman, Rita Friedman, Morton Funger, Geraldine Gaynor, Richard Geisman Sr., and Audrey Given, Barbara Golson, Carol Goodman, Rose Gross, Alfred Held, Jimmy Hess, Beverly Hodas, Harry Holmes, Esther Kahn, Sylvia Carmen, Earl S. Katz, and Samuel B. Katz, Murray Keller, Abby Kimmel, Paul Krell, Kalman Lazier, Willie Lessing, Ira Lubin, Ludwig Meyer, Thelma Minko, and Wiln Mitnick, Leon Mukasey, Paul Numeroff, Herman Opatowski, Edith Pasco, and Daniel M. Perchik, Marla Perkel, Jeanette Pichotto, Natalie Podrat, Cindy Polger, Alvin Potterman, and William Rubinowitz, Louis Raymer, Estelle Reese, Irvina Ross Katz, Eleanor Sachs, Harold Schneider, Morton Schwartz, Mel Sigmund, Howard Solomon, George Sutton, Jack Tanchel, Melvin Dannenbaum, Ira Waldbaum, Daniel Weingast, Bernard Weingast, Rita Weissman, Sally Wertheim, Elaine Wolf, Evelyn Zinger. Our condolence again to Deirdre on the loss of her husband, Ronnie Baker, just 2 weeks ago, and to Ronnie on the loss of your mother. Our condolences to you as well. And Stacy Siegel lost her mother last week, and Adam Kugler lost his mother last week. Our condolences to all of you. If anyone else is observing Yahrzeit this month. The Mourner's Kaddish can be found in our prayer books as we all rise. And those who wish may join with us as we say, Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yamad yivrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, v'galav izman kariv v'imramein. Yehesh me Rabba mevorach le'olam u'me'omaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, Yithadar v'yitzalev v'yitzalal shemei d'kudesha b'richu. Le'elam minkol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechamata, damiran v'yalma v'imramein. Yehi shlomo rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imramein. Oseh shalom v'imramav, v'yaseh shalom. Leinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imramein. You may be seated. You want to tell us about that great feat by Jake Pates, snowboard.
Oh yes, he just got on the U.S. snowboard Olympic team.
That's pretty amazing.
Yes, and they have been B'nai Vail members, and so we're very, very excited for them.
That's
yes.
A really big deal.
Yes, very big deal.
And hello to so many different people. We know Seacrest is watching out in California. The Groblowskis, the Blooms, the Stenslers. I'm not going to go through the whole list because I'll forget somebody who's out there watching, but we're glad to have so many of you watching, and we look forward to when you come back to join us live. And we turn to page 66.
I don't know, what should we do for Adon Olam tonight? Have any song suggestions? John Denver, we love that one.
I haven't done that for a while.
We haven't done that in a while.
Page 66.
malach b'terem kol yitzir nivra le'nasa l'chefzo kol azai melech shmo nikra ve'acharei kichlot hakol levado yimloch nora v'hu haya v'hu hoveh v'hu yeh tifara v'hu echad ve'ein sheni le'hamshilo le'hachbira bli reshit bli tachlit ve'lo ha'oz ve'hamitzra ve'hu eli ve'chai go'ali zor chavli ve'et sarah unisi manos li nakosi v'yomekra yado akid ruchi ve'et tishan ve'a'ira ve'iruchi geviyachi Adonai li v'lo yira Adon olam asher malach terem kol yitzir nivra ein nasa v'recho kol azai melech shemo nikra azai melech shemo nikra azai melech shemo nikra.
That's to all the Texas people that listen to Colorado. Right. Let's rise for a closing blessing. Adonai Yozli Amo Yitain, Adonai Varechet Avo Shalom. May the Lord grant strength unto his people. Bless all peoples with peace.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei puri hagafen l'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Ooh, Shabbat shalom. Ooh, Shabbat shalom. Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbos. Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbos. Good Shabbos to you. Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbos. Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbos.